Let's do a short recap of what 2025 meant for me, what I've learned, a few things I've done, and maybe I will start with people, because well, I enjoyed very much the person I've met this year. I have been able to also grow with some of the friends and relationship I had in the past, and it was a growth year for me. It's a growth year with a rich with interaction. It was a growth year also rich with introspection, and both were hand in hand. What uh, uh, throughout my career, which is not so short, not the longest, but let's say a few decades, I was able to learn skills, and I was always fighting and working very hard to expand on the skills I'd learned, acquiring new ones. And this year was no different. I worked very hard on AI. I worked very hard also on bringing the skills I've learned in the past together, and understanding also better my abilities. Just going to take a couple of examples. In uh, in my career starting, there was no PowerPoint, or it was a very early stage of PowerPoint. I believe it didn't exist at the time, but no, it was existing. And it was like more like drawing things and bullet point and ugly green and blue. But it's a tool that is evolved throughout my career, and storyline and creating storyline was important. A person in my career was extremely strong. It was not at the beginning of my career, but in the middle of my career, it changed my view of using PowerPoint to create a story. Initially, I was just like putting slides together, and there was a very very short, message in it, or a different message on different slides. But the storyline was not as important, and that gentleman changed my view of it by giving me extremely harsh feedback, but very positive as well, in the way that it was constructive and I could build on and now creating those storylines. I was fighting all my career, and it was my dream to be able to think about a story and then start putting that on slides. But it's never happened for me. And this year, I've learned on how to better approach and understand myself, how I developed stories, bring ideas together, and create the storyline at the end. So it's more like using the skills that I've learned in the past and allowing myself my freedom, my creativity freedom, and my own way of thinking to be allowing and to be used and create the storyline, which comes more at the end than at the beginning. Of course, the objective is the same and so on, and the audience is the same, but the way it flows now, I'm much more at peace with it, and it took me a while to accept that. Something else that I also learned this year was podcast. It's I didn't do podcast in the past. I was always dreaming about my own personal brand, and of course, I spoke in public. I um, I was the face of a company where I was the CEO before, and I never really developed a narrative and maybe a storyline, but it's not the storyline like I mentioned before for a PowerPoint presentation. It's my own story. Then it's my own sharing, my own thought, uh, bridging a bit the gap between all those thoughts, or the moment where you think about topics, and creating a synthesis about those topics, in sharing them. So it's about creating a short message, sharing those reflections, trying to make them understandable and understood, and hopefully in a very positive way. I don't want to be abrasive. It's not at all the purpose here. But I've learned, thanks to team helping me, that first, it is possible. Second, it's a discipline, so it's not something that you can just do one day and forget the next day. Is keeping the discipline, which of course in a career and in leading a company, it's something that you have to have. But usually you have a discipline for the business, for things that you do, but not necessarily for things that you are. And this podcast has helped me to also um, having this discipline and creating the synthesis, the bringing the quintessence of my thought into messages. And I'm really happy I could do that. And I'm really looking forward to keep on doing this in the future. It's allowing me also to simplify my leadership approach, I hope, and to be able to create the consistency for that in the future. Doesn't mean that it's fixed in stone or written on stone tables. Not at all. But there are principles, there are convictions, there are ethos that I have that I want to keep as basis for my future assignments and leadership roles. Um, that's very important to me. I did have the thought of that in the past, but this year it brought me, it allowed me to bring them to life. Another element that also I've learned is AI and the ability to um, to create a team between AI and humans. It's not one or the other, it's one and the other. Let's be clear, AI is there to stay, whether you like it or not, where is debate for it or not. Globalization is there to stay. It's not a debate. The way it happens can be debatable, of course, and it's also shaping different strategies. It's going to shape different way company operate in business, and also is going to shape how client interaction are going to work in the future. But AI is there to stay, and humans are hopefully also going to stay, and they are going to work together. That's my strong conviction. That's how I see the future. That's how I see the my future in business as well. Is not to be one sided or to have one angle more than the other, but to be able to create a ongoing evolution of that teamwork for the future teams and for the future of the business. So I've learned that. Uh, this year, thanks to the MIT, I've done a diploma with the MIT. But my initial training was an engineer in applied mathematics, so it was really using theoretical models and data and to create an outcome. So there's a problem, you use data and math to create a solution. And AI was part of the underlying theoretical model. And this is something that's been evolving. The more the tech and the ability to use the theory in practice, the better the outcome. And it's what we see today with all the AI model that are available for the public. But AI was there much before that. The thought of AI is there for decades. And my study was about that. And at the time, it was more like how it was about creating efficiency or simplification of planned the ability for a little um, robot to do simple tasks and complexify them. So that's been there, but that was not at the time not teamwork between human and AI. Now it changed completely. There was a paradigm shift. I'm not a fan of using buzzwords, but let's use that one for this time. That between before AI was available to the public and afterwards, and the speed at which human beings are using AI and picking up on all the models, not only for asking a question on the internet and find the answer to a simple question, but the ability to do much more than that, to force to make research, to foster thought, to create also. So when I speak about create here, is using AI to do the heavy lifting and have human intervention, a human being or a team of human using the outcome of what the AI model has given you, or whichever model is being used, and be able to refine it and to have a very concrete outcome. So that's something that my training didn't provide me at the time, and it's something that has been nagging me for a while. But it's something also where I was able to take time, do more work, and allocate thinking process and reflection time to come to this conclusion, which again will be something that I will be able to use in the future. So for me, it was a great year where I could focus on myself and focus also on using and learning more competences. 26 is coming very, very fast, and of course, continuity will be there. It's not the 31st of December, the end of my learning, of my fine tuning of what I can share and what I can learn. Of course, in 26, it will go on. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's not to stop at some point, it's to keep on learning, keep on doing, keep on sharing, keep on creating. And I don't know what it will be, but you know what? I'm damn looking forward to it.